So I came to Lowe's today just to pick up some moving blankets for a project, and like fate would have it, priorities got in the way. I got some raspberry, some blackberry, some grape bushes, so yep, all on sale, so we're not gonna miss this opportunity.
Because truth be told, I mean, let's just take a look at what's happened just the last few months, right, this year. The United States alone has given Ukraine more than $54 billion in aid, right? This Inflation Reduction Act is going to cost us another couple $100 billion. And then on top of that, today's loan forgiveness program through the Biden administration, that's another $350 plus billion. Now, your dollar's worth even less. You know, there's an old recurring joke that I like to say that's going to be going towards these programs. So, you know, it's one of those things where whether you're for it or against it is really irrelevant. The only truth that you really have to understand is that ultimately, again, whether you're for the spending or against the spending is going to cost all our dollars to not be worth as much. So I'm going to continue to invest in myself, and I'm going to continue to invest in hard assets and things that actually make sense. And food is one of those things that makes sense. Sustainable, organic food is probably the best thing I can be spending my money on today. So there you have it. You know, ultimately you should be asking yourself, are the things I'm spending money on, right? Is the things that I'm currently investing in, are those things sustainable? Are those things solutions? Are they solutions to problems? Are you actually problem solving? Because if all you're doing is hoarding food, stockpiling food, you're not actually solving anything. You're not solving any problems. We should be solution-based. Everything we do should be solution-based. Let's just solve these problems and be done with it. So that's what today's video is about. Go out there and solve some problems. Be solution-based. Well, as always, guys, long live the Republic.
I just got back from the gym. Now I gotta do chores. I gotta mow the yard, but I'm only gonna do the front. I'll let these guys do the back for me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. You guys are the real MVP. Yeah, it's hot out here, so it's just better if they do it. And don't worry, I water my workers. I planted this just 2 days ago, if you guys remember. I'm already getting action, and this was just a bare cutting with a little bit of a root system, and now we're just shooting out. So it looks like all my horticulture and permaculture is working, and obviously everybody else is doing great too. So it's
Because here's the thing, no matter what you think, no matter how you believe, no matter how you're ideologically aligned, every dollar the government spends in these programs, every dollar they try to, you know, make disappear by fiat, just makes our money, makes our dollars worth less and less. So no matter if you think it's a good idea, no matter if you think it's a bad idea, no matter if you think that it's great that you have, you know, $20,000 worth of loans gone, guess what? Your dollar at the grocery store is now worth less. So ultimately, we're kind of stuck in this, you know, we're stuck in this balancing scale, especially as people that are prepared-minded of trying to understand, okay, where are we going to consolidate these assets now? And I think we're already here, but society, we're going to come to a point where we realize that ultimately these 401k plans that we have in place, these pensions, these monetary fiat systems that we've put in place that have worked for so many years, are either not going to be there, or the hyperinflation is going to make them irrelevant. And when that happens, you know, people are definitely going to panic. But the real question becomes, what have you done to prepare for that ultimate inevitability? And if your ideal is stockpiling and hoarding, again, when can we honestly have that honest conversation that system, that thought process isn't going to work? You know, and I've said this throughout the years, but, you know, I'd really like to know, when can we start to talk about the stockpile and hoarding mentality? You know, the balloon's not going to hit tomorrow, right? But ultimately, you know, it's going to happen. We have time, and, you know, even if the balloon happens, I'm not saying that, you know, all is lost, but we don't have enough time to start over, right? I don't have enough time to start over a whole new career and be like, okay, I'm going to put all my assets and all my money into this kind of asset. I don't have that kind of time. I have time to start preparing. I have time to start building up different avenues of wealth, but I don't have time to completely start over and, completely depend on a new 401k plan or a new pension plan. We just don't have that kind of time. So, eventually, this conversation is going to have to be had by the masses. This conversation that I've been having with me and my family and my friends for a long time, but ultimately the preparedness community is going to have to get over the fact that the stockpile and hoarding isn't going to save them. So that's just something to think about. Don't think too hard. Don't get yourself worked up over it, but it's something to think about. And it reminds me of a joke that I heard a long time ago. What is worth less than a penny? The same penny tomorrow. And so it just goes to show, and I think that's a funny joke because it's true, and it just goes to show this is the reality we live in. So what are you doing to prepare for that? And again, if you're just amassing stockpiles of goods, you're really setting yourself up for failure. So, if whenever you're ready, let's start having those conversations. So those are just some simple thoughts this morning. That's why I have focused and put so much energy into these fruit bushes as of lately, because I know one bush is going to do more for me. One plant will do more for me than me stockpiling and hoarding a truckload of, for example, blueberries, right? Because once those blueberries are gone, they're gone. With time, patience, and wisdom, I can take one bush and I can make cuttings and I can make hundreds of plants from one bush, right? And those bushes will continue to provide food. Those bushes will continue to do good and great things for me, my family, my tribe, my community. So again, that's just one simple thing. Yes, it takes a little bit of time. Yes, it takes a little bit of patience, but the dividends play so much more. So if we really apply the solution-based preparedness model to our everyday lives, you're going to fix your problems. You're going to create solutions for problems that you no longer have to worry about. And I think that that's the only way forward. And I just wish that there were more preppers that were on board with that. I wish there was more people in the preparedness community that were on board with that are on board with actually creating solutions versus trying to monetize and profit off their viewership. So, that's very unfortunate, but that's just the world we live in. So go out there, do the things, create solutions, viable solutions. And as always, guys, long live the Republic.